by far and they only let classic cars on.
Right.
You can there's no shit,
Yeah.
no.
You've got to have good.
I talked to Fast Eddie next week.
He's called me 100 times, and I kind of apologize. You know, I basically after I talked to him, I've talked to him. I don't need to talk to him 10 times a day. So then after he couldn't get a hold of me, after I wasn't returning his calls, he started
The
looking for you, I
assassination of
guess.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I was hoping there would be a buffer where he wouldn't bother you, but he wore me out, so he bothered you. So in the end, him and Pee Wee are almost battling over who knows the Dr. Doo-Wop and who could represent Dr. Doo-Wop. And so then I told both of them, well, that's all going to end Wednesday, and then Dr. Doo-Wop can deal directly, and you can talk to this guy. Don't worry about that.
I'm gonna give him a call. I got his number.
That's the guy that wrote the book on number
Wednesday.
Right.
And I told him 200.
Right.
I
don't know.
That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, you told that you're fucking ass.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, I already told the guy 200.
Oh, it's right here.
So, you get a girlfriend yet? Did that one get a hold of you that I sent?
For real? He's the one that positive. I just wanted to remember his name. I didn't forgot his name.
And tell her that, how can I get a hold of her? I'll have her, I'll see if I can get her a call show.
Thank you.
No, I don't need to. No, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm looking you
When you come out of KRP, go right to number 1.
Okay.
I'm telling you, my copy of KRP is better. I cleaned it up.
It's time for surf.
Surfing.
The Beach Boys, Jan and Dean, Dick Dale,
The Sons of the Beaches.
Sons of the Beaches. Yeah.
That's what the old overnight guy used to smacking the equipment.
Son of a beach. Yeah. Son of a beach. Yeah, all my kids have phones and none of them will answer the damn phone.
Because they know it's you calling.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Have an open slot? No.
Hey, Christine.
Okay. So that Jan and Dean will be 1, and I'll give you this one after we come out of this. And it'll be number 1 on this one. We're just gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. 1.
Well, I'm calling for myself. They don't have, they don't allow help.
I almost won that burgundy shirt today too.
There you go.
Dr. Johnny Fever, and I am burning up in here. We are all in critical condition, baby. But you can tell me where it hurts. Because I got the healing prescription here from the big JRP musical medicine cabinet. Now, I am talking about your 50,000 watt intensive care unit, baby. So just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide and say, give it to me straight, doctor. I can take it.
Yeah, go right into 1 on this one.
It's going for the record.
You can give me that other dispatch too.
Oh,
Oh, you got it.
See if,
They have it,
see if you can go to Duke when you get a minute. Friends of the Doo-Wop show. Maybe she's on there. Tell you who our friends are. My friends who like the Doo-Wop. What's his name?
Okay.
They keep it private, I guess, huh?
Okay.
Can't see other people who
We'll
like
talk
it.
about
Unless I'm friends with them. It only shows me James and Dwayne.
How can we find my brother's Facebook?
Look up, what is his?
David Spear.
I'm friends with
David
you
Andrews.
on here.
I don't know if they won't be.
He's not on yours?
Yeah, they will be, but I don't know if you'll be able to find it.
His name is David Anderson.
It won't show you either.
Oh, yeah.
But he probably liked it when he clicked to his somewhere.
He likes one of your things.
Yeah, he probably clicked on a like. See, my page is going viral.
You're famous, man.
Yeah, because of this guy.
Riding those coattails.
We're looking for Dave's Theater.
Gotta go down the stairs. How do you I can get to it. Real easy down. There it is.
You got it already? You keep going.
Kevin Mulkey, that's a funny name.
So I'm telling you, we're going viral.
Jenny Lee. Now, was that Jan and Dean?
Arnie Ginsberg.
Gary, or was it Jan and Arnie?
Jan and Arnie. Arnie Ginsberg.
Yeah, you know why it was Jan and Arnie?
He went in the Army. Dean Torrance.
Dean went in the Army. There was no Dean.
April of '58. First, technically a surf record, if you want to call it. They were a surf group. And
You
Dick
like
Dale
surf?
was actually making records in '58.
You like surf?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of it. I
Do
got oddball stuff by Gary Usher.
Yeah.
I got oddball stuff by. I
Dick
have
Dick
Surfing
Dale?
Around the World by Bruce Johnson before he joined the Beach Boys. He did
Oh, yeah.
albums on Columbia.
Cool.
He did a lot of stuff with Terry Melcher. They did a lot of stuff. They did all different albums on different labels. It's all the same material, but different albums, different versions on different albums.
You know, that was a common thing for Simon and Garfunkel, who were known as Tom and Jerry. They went by different names for many years because they were afraid of failing.
Right.
And so they tried different things. And one of my favorite Tom and Jerry songs is a song called Schoolgirl
Right.
on 45. So, and I think I may have it on 78 now.
Yeah, I do too on Big Top.
Big Top, yes, you got it. You cannot
Hey, while you're going
fool-
bow, 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 in a surf song that has doo-wop influence,
Uh-oh.
let me make mention that everyone's listening. In fact, let me turn our little TV camera over here. Let me make mention that everybody's listening to the Doctor of Doo-Wop radio show. It's every Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m. with Dr. Roman Franklin, who is the doo-wop, and yours truly, Benny and the Jets Band, also known as the guy on the Pawn Star TV show.
Oh, yeah? Did it finally come out?
It's going to come out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Thursday, 9 p.m. We're going to have a viewing party so everybody can, kind of like a red carpet where you walk the red carpet and meet the stars
cool.
at the Redford Moose,
Oh.
5 Mile and Telegraph, 9 p.m. Watch it on the History Channel around the world. They said 10 million people. It's in the TV guide. If you look,
It says Benny?
it says Benny in the TV guide.
Cool.
And there's a story on page 10 of the Detroit News, and it'll be in the Free Press tomorrow.
Cool.
And around
what
the world.
What did you take in to try and pawn?
I'm sworn to secrecy. I can't tell that. I've signed a non-disclose. What is
You'll
that what they
have to
call
tune
that?
into the radio.
Yeah, because
the
if I
TV
tell
show.
people, then no one will do it. It's Jesse James' gun. My dad owned a bar. It was kind of what.
Oh,
you
wait
would-
a minute. Jesse James came to the bar?
Yeah, it was kind of what you call a landmark, or I guess that's not would be what you'd call it, a landmark of a building of a bar. Used to be at Telegraph and Warren back in the 50s, the 60s. It looked like a castle.
And the name?
It was called the Military Inn, and it was
Yes.
famous for having a famed gun collection. And one of the famous guns was the gun that killed Jesse James, a
Yes.
1873 Colt 45. And so when my dad died, I inherited that gun, and I took it out to the Pawn Stars, and they did a TV show about it. And it's going to show tomorrow at 9 p.m. So everybody's kind of up to date on it then, right? And a, what do we call that? A viewing party.
Cool.
At the Redford Moose, 5 Mile west of Telegraph, Thursday.
Where are you coming
9
up
p.m.
Friday night? You're going to be
Friday doing the Greek Island restaurant. Well, I
Okay.
think the Detroit News, because they wrote a story about this gun in the pawn shop in the Detroit News, and they mentioned that I do the dinner show from 5 till
Whatever.
9 at the Greek Island, which is part of the Farmington Hills golf course for people that know their way around a
talking
golf
about
course.
Pee Wee. He
Was
just
calling
walked in.
already? Oh, he walked in behind me. Farmington Hills Golf Course on
Pee-wee, get a chair, buddy.
11 Mile in Halstead. So
Yes.
I was glad to see that in the Detroit news as well.
Benny
now
does a
while
good
we're
job
talking
there.
about it. Facebook pages. The Benny and the Jet Facebook page, now that it's tied in with the Pawn Star, has gone viral.
Really?
Where I would get 100 people looking at the Benny and page. Now there's thousands upon thousands.
Good.
We're going to hit 1 million people on the Facebook. And so I had James, our Facebook guy, our Doo-Wop Facebook guy, go to the Benny and the Jet Facebook and click the likes on there. So now when people go to the Benny and Jet, if they're going from Las Vegas or California or anywhere watching the Pawn Star, they'll see the little thing that says Dr. Doo-Wop.
By the way, I want you to know,
Thank you, James.
At
Good
your
job, by the way.
urging,
Yes.
my buddy, young Benny Jet, at his urging when I was in Vegas, not too long ago, I went to the Pawn Star shop. It's a dump. Okay? Pure, unadulterated dump.
Now, if you're out in Arizona, not to be confused with Arizona, there's a commercial out there in Arizona where they call the dump. It's a famous store.
And they had a lot of knickknacks that portrayed the actual people on the TV show. You know, little bobbleheads
T-shirts,
and pictures
buttons.
and T-shirts and buttons and they had a plethora. You like that word?
Didn't I bring you some playing cards with the guys' names on it and stuff? I thought I brought those. I'll bring those to the Moose and give them away at the Moose.
And they had some stuff to buy.
Guns, coins, jewelry.
Yeah, but I didn't think the things that I saw were that good. You know what I'm saying? And I was waiting for somebody to come in and say, I've got this to pawn, and I could see the story unfold, but no such person came in. Now here's the kicker. Now, you're going to love this story. They have no public restroom in the place. And yours truly, who has a weak prostate, had to go do something, and I couldn't do it in the pawn store. So they said, you can go outside.
Plenty of guys do in the pawn store.
Well, you can go outside across the street.
And do it in the alley.
We've got those little cubicles, what do you call them?
Porta pot.
Porta potties. And I looked at the porta potty and I said, no. So I started looking for a place to go. Now, the problem is my bladder was not cooperating very well. Okay.
I'm almost in tears. This is so damn funny.
and I had to find someplace quick.
You're doing a little kindergarten dance at this point. You're going like the gas when you're pumping gas in your car. You start going, whoa.
I was beyond dancing, buddy. And I found a place. I didn't read the sign. The door was open, so I went in. You know, I was blurry-eyed already. I had to go in. So I go in. I find the bathroom, and I come out of the bathroom. I didn't realize I was in one of those strip things where the ladies are in the booths.
Peep shows.
Peep show. And there were like 10 of them standing outside. Nobody was standing outside the peep booth.
Because you were the peep.
Could have been.
You went in the booth
and I went
paid a quarter to watch.
And I went in. I came out and there's 10 ladies.
And they're all watching.
Scantily clad. They think, big
hubba.
boy, come into my booth. No, my booth. It's only going to cost you, I don't know what it even was.
A quarter.
I don't know what it was. And so I tell the story to my wife.
And now you're doing the dance once more. You're going, oh, whoa.
She's cracking up, and I say to one of the ladies, where's the front door?
How'd I get out of here?
That was funny.
Oh, man,
You know,
that's
the
good.
funniest part about that story is the pawn store actually had a bathroom. They misunderstood him. They thought he was trying to pawn it, and they said, get out of here.
Yeah,
Porta potty. Mm-hmm.
in another twisted...
You ever go in a porta potty, Gary?
No.
No.
Never have, no.
I told you my favorite porta potty story, don't you?
No.
I love porta potties.
Really?
You know, I'm a traveling guy. I'm on the road. I'm a band guy. You get to appreciate a good porta potty, especially the new modern porta potties. Oh, yeah. They're not like the old days. The new ones, they got stink pipes and they got a stand-up urinal and they got hand washers. And new ones are like Cadillacs compared to the old days. I'm not going to tell my favorite porta potty. I told you that before. Don't you remember me telling that on the air? My favorite porta potty story with Eddie Money.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Me and Eddie Money.
You and Eddie.
Eddie Money's...
We got to get to our Eddie
Money's
Fast Eddie stories.
Eddie Money's your age.
And Pee-wee.
Eddie Money's your age, and he'll be on stage. He'll start.
And he's got to go.
He'll do a little dance. So in his contract, he can't be more than 10 feet away from a toilet.
Really?
So I'm playing these concerts with Eddie Money, and they always bring a porta potty. Outdoor festivals bring a porta potty, put it on the stage. Can't be more than 10 feet away. So like between songs, the band can play. He can run off and take a quick one and run back on. So I get done playing. Eddie Money comes up, and man, I got to hit it. And I walk by this porta potty and go, well, I guess I like porta potties, but this is right on the stage in front of 30,000 people. It's on. You can see the porta, and I'm hoping that the light don't hit it right.
And Eddie was in there, huh?
Yeah. No. Eddie was on stage playing.
Oh, okay.
So I just got done playing. I was the opening act. I got done playing. And I'm walking off stage. And I go, man, I gotta go. And I see this porta potty. I didn't know that Eddie had it in his contract to have a porta potty within 10 feet of him. And so I'm walking off stage. So I said, well, I'm going to hit the porta potty. And here's 30,000 people in the audience. I'm 10 feet away from Eddie Money. He's going, 2 tickets to paradise. And I'm using the porta potty. And it was just a treat. Just a treat.
That was new meaning
and the porta potty.
Hold on to me.
Yeah. And the porta potty was immaculate because it was brand new. They just set it there. Nobody had used it.
I thought you were going to say you were in the porta potty and Eddie Money's banging on the door.
Yeah.
Who the hell is in my
tickets to paradise?
It's in my contract. Nobody can be in there.
It's just weird to be sitting on a stage with people right there.
It is.
And him singing his song, and I'm sitting there. 2 tickets to paradise. So
we're here at WCXI AM 1160 on your radio dial. In the studio, we got James and Carrie and Pee Wee.
Bartles and James.
And Bartle, and we got young Benny Jett. And you can see us there on the what do they go to again, James?
Ustream for ice cream.
Ustream.tv and type in Dr. Doo-Wop in the search, or go to the Dr. Doo-Wop Facebook page.
Okay,
that's the easiest. Go to the Doo-Wop Facebook page.
We're doing our theme this evening is a little bit of surf, instrumental, Beach Boys, Jan and Dean, Dick Dale, the Wailers, and we invite you to call in and talk to us about your car. And women have cars too, guys. And Pee Wee's going to tell us about what's coming up next week for the Dr. of Doo-Wop radio show. In just a minute, Pee Wee's going to take the mic and tell us what's happening at it's Milford, right?
Yes, it is in Milford. It's at the Tavern 131, which is at 131 Milford Road. So imagine where they got their name. But basically, it's 3 miles north of 96, be on the east side of the street. And next Wednesday, we'll have the live Doctor of Doo-Wop show right there in Milford at Tavern 131 from 5 to 7. Fast Eddie's going to be there. He's bringing the spark plugs, and just had some confirmation on the way here. We've got another Camaro club that's wanting to come down and enjoy the festivities. So there should be good cars and
we're gonna
entertainment.
Spark plugs. The
Spark
Plug Car Club from South Lyon is going to drive to Milford for next Wednesday's radio show. This is going to be big. Right down the road from Baker's. You know where Baker's is?
Yep.
Baker's, a lot of cars, a lot of Milford, South Lyon, Brighton, Fenton. People hang out there. We're going to take them right down the street Wednesday, 5 p.m. at, we call it Club.
It's Tavern 131.
Tavern 131.
And so we invite people to call in to the radio show today. Let's talk about your car.
It used to be a bowling alley.
It did. It definitely did.
So we would love for you to call in and talk about your car here on WCXI AM. We already got a caller? Oh, who's at the other end of our line?
Well, this is Messiah Says, because, I'm just like the car thing, man, It's got to happen. I'm ready for it. You want, because I can tell you about it.
Oh, we had to pause there for a second, Messiah, to catch up to you. It's a treat to hear our buddy Messiah Says. We were hoping to have you be a regular caller every Wednesday, and we'll just have to hang on for the times when you can sneak in here. What a treat to have one of our very all-time favorite callers, Messiah Says.
Let's show people what he looks like.
Oh,
he looks like this.
I am
We're showing your picture on our Ustream right now.
Because he's beautiful. Beautiful.
I actually do have a picture of you on my phone. I'll go to my phone.
Messiah Says, how's New York?
Yo, forget about it. So last night, yo, I was on a boat. I went on a boat, and we went from the South Street Seaport, and we went by Williamsburg, and then we went around from north to south, and we went around Brooklyn. We saw all this stuff from Brooklyn. And like, I was there with my wife and my genius son and his amazing wife and our friend, and it was beautiful. I made a video of it. While I was waiting for you guys, I did it. And there was this guy. He was my sister's boyfriend, okay? And we used to go out. I lived on Long Island. What? You know what I got? So he had a 1968 Chevy Super Sport with, I think, a 350 cubic inch engine.
That's a lot of juice for that car.
And we used to go on Sunrise Highway, and he would challenge the Corvettes, and he would roll down his window.
Oh yeah, no, he would cream the Corvettes with that car.
He could go through all 4 gears with only only hitting the clutch one time.
Wow.
That car would burn rubber, and like, it was the whole thing. It's a little deuce coupe. You don't know where I got it. It's a little old lady from Pasadena. Go, granny, go, granny, go, granny, go. With it, nobody
I called him as the show was
meter.
starting. I told him what your thing was.
You turn on Messiah Says, and he's like the Energizer Bunny.
I am full of it. I once had this, like, I look like Benny. I'm beautiful with that white beard, And somebody on YouTube once said to me, he said, "Are you really old?"
Uh-oh.
He says, "You don't act old." No. And there's one more, if I may.
Yes.
Many years ago, I was listening to the radio in the Adirondacks, and there was this guy talking about how when he was 12 years old, he missed a Monkees concert, and he never got the chance to go. And now the Monkees were touring again, so he got to go backstage with the Monkees, and he didn't know what to say. So he was just didn't know what to say. So finally, he said to him, "So how's your prostate?"
Oh. It's not so far-fetched.
Messiah Says, talk about your library of YouTubes, if you would, for a second. Say for our listeners to find how they can find some of your music and some of your stuff.
Because I'm Messiah Says on YouTube, and the thing is that mostly what I do is I play blues, but Muddy Waters said that the blues got pregnant and they named the baby rock and roll. And so much of the music that you guys are playing, and so much of the music that we all have listened to as the prostate problem people, it comes from the blues. So I do blues,
Well, it's amazing where you've got groups like the Ames Brothers, the Mills Brothers, the Orioles, and all these R&B type groups who would basically were not musicians. They would basically front bands and in 4 or 5 part harmony, and from that grew out all sorts of genres of music. From that, rock and roll is one of the biggest ones.
Exactly, and it has been so much of a part of our lives. Being, again, the prostate case generation and stuff like that, it's just been a huge part of my life, obviously, and it's wonderful to actually, be able to talk to you, and you're like a wealth of knowledge, and you know all of this stuff, and you bring it out to people. It's beautiful.
Well, we love it when Messiah Says calls in. Now, Messiah Says, in your best DJ voice, I'm going to turn you into a DJ. I need you to introduce a song. Can you do that?
I certainly can.
Well, we're going to play a song. It's called Baby Talk by Jan and Dean. Very, 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 very early Jan and Dean.
Okay.
Too.
So here's how we go. Baby Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Baby Talk. Rock 'em out now.
Hey, thanks, Messiah Says.
I'll speak next week.
Oh, cool. Joe Hammer's on hold.
Okay.
And he's kind of short time. Okay. But let's just play. We haven't played any music yet.
Yeah, we got the Eric Cardanian. Yeah. He's on my Facebook. That's not what I know.
16.
You want that one
I still
next?
can't get over December.
We'll get to Beach Boys in a minute.
Okay.
We'll do this one next. 16. Mystery artist.
All right.
I still think I love that.
Whatever.
It's not got the, I'm not seeing the reflection of the lights.
You want to hold it up, Carrie, to the camera?
Yeah, pretty good.
You know, I need that Rick from Flint to call back. I lost his address,
Oh man. Okay.
so I'm gonna tell him on the air to call in.
I just threw away a piece of paper that had his. Okay. All right.
Both say the same thing. Like, very good looking. It's so funny because he says it and then you say it and without being in the same kind of context.
I know, Pee-wee.
Jan and Dean, a little bit of baby talk. Who's at the other end of our line? There, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
How you doing, bud?
All our
Hey,
audience
good.
knows Joe Hema. Good to hear your voice on the radio with us, Joe.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm always excited to call the program when you invite me on.
We've been talking about cars a little bit today, and you were right down on Wayne Road a couple weeks ago when they had that Wayne Road. They called that the All-American Car Cruise, and you've put out a couple CDs. Like we're playing Jan and Dean here, some of that Little Deuce Coupe. You've had a couple of CDs out that were car-type CDs, right?
Yeah, it was Cruisin' 1 and Cruisin' 2, which were all the songs that were recorded on both CDs. Were aired on WPON, well, WCXI, and then and put out into CD form, and with a nice looking ride on the front of the CD cover.
Was that a girl scantily clad in her bikini?
I believe it was a '57 Chevy.
No, I want a girl scantily clad in her bikini, Joe.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that. But you know, being that it was cruising car, a cruising CD for people basically for the car clubs, they can put it in their vehicle and listen to it while they're cruising down Woodward or Michigan Avenue over here.
By the way, coming up is the Woodward Dream Cruise very soon, guys. I think, August 17th or something like that?
Correct.
On a Saturday.
Yeah,
And the Gratiot Cruise was just on. Telegraph Cruise, you name it, cruise is all over the place.
You know, they just paved Woodward. They got it looking really sharp.
Cool.
They just put new blacktop down. I was just thinking maybe everybody from the car clubs pitched in to have it done or something.
Well, I'll tell you, there's nothing like taking your sweetheart, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, your mother, your sister, your kids, and you pile them into the back of your car, and you just put, if you got a convertible, put the top down and go cruising Woodward anytime during the week of the Dream Cruise. You go on Saturday, it's going to be bumper-to-bumper traffic. And we tend to hang out down there at one of the burger places, and we just watch it on a Friday night as the world goes by. It don't get no better, Joe.
I was telling Carrie a little earlier that Edward Hines cruise is getting to be nicer than the Woodward cruise because Edward Hines has the room to absorb the people and the cars, and there's grassy hills you can sit at and picnic and tailgate and watch what's going on. I really like that Edward Hines cruise.
You know, speaking of couples and husbands and wives and with their kids and stuff, I am actually engaged to be married.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It'll be in October, I believe. I'm going to have the wedding. And,
Well, you know, Joe, you ought to come down with your sweetheart next week to Tavern 131 there in Milford, when the Doctor of Doo-Wop is going to have a live remote right from the grounds of Tavern 131, and we can celebrate your engagement.
you know, I probably would show, she won't be in town at that time, but, you know, the invite.
Well,
I
bring any
appreciate
girl,
very
then.
much. The invite I appreciate very much.
Okay.
How long have you known Rosie?
Her name's Carol.
Oh, I thought it was Rosie. I'm sorry.
Carol, yeah, hey, Rose. But, yeah, Carol, I've known her for a while, almost about 6-7 months now, and we've been talking for a long time, and, you know, we got to know each other, you know, and, you know, I figured it's an important move, not just in my personal life, just like with music. You got to make the right moves, you got to talk with the right people, you got to make sure every move that you make is the right one, and you don't want to waste your time.
All right, young Joe, we want you to thank you
Let me
very
interrupt
much.
you just a second. Joe, I'm Googling Joe Hammer so I can put a picture up here on our TV screen, and I'm not getting nothing. What am I doing wrong? You used to have 10,000 things on Google.
Google is, you want to go on to...
Spell Hammer for me.
Podomatic.
Spell Hammer for me.
H-A-M-M-A.
H-A-M-M-A.
Yeah.
Joe Hammer.
You know, the greatest website, you know, for all the Elvis fans is the ePage, .podbean.com. Being that I was a former Elvis impersonator for years, and today I'm heard all over the world in dozens of countries, and some of these Elvis fan clubs. I actually put together myself as Elvis Presley being interviewed. You could punch that up. Joe Hammer being interviewed as Elvis Presley is a very fun website to listen to.
I listened to that one. I like that one. Yeah, Joe Hammer Sounds on SoundCloud. Hear the World Sounds. Joe's music. Yeah. Not enough pictures coming up. You need more pictures though. Reverb Nation.
Yeah, Reverb Nation. I think there's one on there.
Full Throttle Band. Joe Hammer Facebook.
All right, Joe, we're going to have you do something for me. In your best DJ voice, you're going to introduce a Beach Boys song, Little Doo Scoop, right here on WCXI. Go ahead, buddy.
What is it, Little Doo Scoop?
Little Doo Scoop.
Coming up next, the Beach Boys, Little Doo Scoop on WCXI.
Thanks,
Dr.
Joe.
Doo-Wop Show.
Oh, that's mean. Man, is that mean. How long you known Rosie?
Remember, I have a Michael. Of course, he's probably not watching.
Can you bring up Louie Louie by the Kingsmen on your computer or on the CD?
Next, or
we're going to do the Wailers version of Louie Louie next, number 16. Okay. And then I'll play that one right after.
I don't have to have
You know what I bought from Cappy years ago? I bought on Canvas.
Oh, the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys.
Surfing.
Surfing. Is it Surfing USA?
Surfing.
Just surfing, yeah.
The first song.
I love it.
A Little Doo Scoop. You know what a Doo Scoop is, guys? It's a 32 Ford. And there are gazillions out there for you to buy if you want.
$130,000.
And no, all sorts of different price ranges, too.
A lot of them are fiberglass. A lot of them are
Fiberglass, steel, they're all sorts of different. Some of them are put together by Dearborn Deuce in our own Dearborn area. and they're all over the place. You can go to Hot Rod Hotline, and you can see hundreds of them for sale. And if anybody knows somebody willing to sell their nice 32 Doo scoop, contact the Doctor of Doo-Wop at roman509@aol.com, because I'm in the market for, I'd like a 32 Doo scoop in my old age.
I was down in Wyandotte last night. Car show's down in Wyandotte, and several 56 Chevrolets for sale, 30 grand.
Oh, yeah.
So the prices of houses have taken a hit. The stock market's taken a hit. But the price of a 56 Chevy
is still up there.
Solid. So, let me get a picture of a 56 Chevy here in our Ustream. If you want, you can watch our TV show just like Howard Stern does. If you go to the Dr. Doo-Wop Facebook page and click the link there, it'll take you. And the Doo-Wop Facebook page is growing. For years we were stuck on 3 people, but all of a sudden we got a handful there. So if you know someone's on Facebook, tell them about it's spelled out Dr. D-O-O-W-O-P, Doo-Wop, and find us on there.
Now we need to grow the viewership of the Ustream.
Yeah.
By the way, I want a big shout out to young Martha Reeves, who recently celebrated a birthday, and she was on our radio show last week, streaming on WPON.com and on Facebook page for the Dr. Doo-Wop radio show. You can see us, by the way, archived on YouTube. All you got to do is go to YouTube.com.
Did you ever think you'd be Howard Stern?
No.
Howard, what's the guy on WKRP? Howard
Hessman.
You thought you'd be Howard Hessman.
He's a nerd, though.
Howard Hessman.
He's the nerd. And anyway, so we had a great time with Martha Reeves. Even Carrie was nice to her last week. And so she was, I drove her home. I had the pleasure of driving her home. We were talking our heads off about all sorts of stuff. She's truly, solidly interested in the welfare of the people of the city of Detroit. I can tell you that.
Did she say she was going to...
Going to Canada and then Europe.
Scotland or something?
Yeah.
Scotland, yeah. Wales, and then
Europe. And she looked good. She looked like she was geared up.
She was in top form.
Yeah, she looked like she was geared up for traveling. You know how they say how fighters have to take a few weeks to get in fighting shape. Well, she looked like she was in touring shape. She was ready to roll.
Well, Martha,
I put her on my Facebook. Tons of people interested and liked it, but nothing like this damn Pawn Star thing.
You know, what's amazing about Martha is that truly, although we were a little bit of facetious thrown in there about One Take Martha, she is the immaculate artist.
I found out that Chubby Checker made that up, that One Take.
One Take? Well, she's really, she does her thing off stage and she practices it and One Take Martha, she's just... they caught you on the camera that time, Denny. So
Chubby was her.
Anyways, so we want to thank.
She calls Chubby Checker. Like when they're talking, she goes, "Oh, Chubby."
Oh, Chubby. So she's the immaculate artist. Anyways, we want to thank her. And next week we're going to be. Where are we going to be, Pee Wee, next week?
That's going to be at the Tavern 131, 3 miles north of I-96. It's going to be on the east side of the street, just on down past Baker's. We start at 5, the Dr. Doo-Wop show. Of course, Benny, the whole gang will be there. Then we've got the Spark Plugs with Fast Eddie's bringing the Spark Plug Car Club. And we've also got a Camaro Car Club now that has contacted me on my way to the studio, and they're going to be there next Wednesday. So going to be good things happening. Some cars, good music, good people.
The Pee Wee Nation. Pee Wee, you also do karaoke there?
I do. Well, the Pee Wee version of karaoke is called Pee Wee-okie. And Pee Wee-okie's going on every Thursday night at the Tavern 131 starting at 9 o'clock.
I could see that. I walk into a bar, Benny.
It sounds like a
and
joke.
I go up to a girl at the bar and I say, I know Pee Wee-okie. How far do you think that'll get me?
Well, I'll tell you, you've seen me single for many years, right?
About as far as that men's room one at Vegas.
Absolutely, and there is a Pee Wee-okie Facebook, lets you know where I'm going. But Thursday nights at Tavern 131, Friday night I'm at a bar in Detroit called Ozzy's, And I start there at 8 o'clock, and then most Saturday nights I'm at the Dearborn Heights Moose with the Pee Wee Okie Show.
Wow, you're a traveling dude, buddy.
And,
What's the name of the road that Tavern 131?
It is right on Milford Road.
Milford. So I take 96 to Milford
North
exit.
Correct. The
Going
Milford
north,
Road
and that
exit
is
north.
Milford Road.
That is Milford Road.
Which takes you out by Camp Dearborn and all that.
Correct. Yeah, it'll be before you go to Camp Dearborn. Milford Road actually dead ends into, I believe it's called General Motors Drive or Proving Ground Drive. It's just before the dead end on the right hand
Ridge
side.
or whatever, yeah.
Okay, we've got another segment of our radio show. I want to remind everybody that you have, and by the way, I need Rick from Flint to call in. We need your address, Rick. I lost it, and I owe you a CD.
Oh, man.
Oh, and also for calling in, listeners need to know you're listening to WCXI. The number here, 248-557-1460.
That's Pee Wee. And this next segment is we're going to play a mystery artist song. And all you have to do to win a Dr. of Doo-Wop CD is call in at that number, 248-557-1460, and tell me who sings this next song. Oh, okay. You only have 2 slots open? Oh, you can do that. Ah, okay. Yeah. That's at, is that tavern on Greek Island?
Looks like you're singing Louie Louie, though. It looks like you're singing Louie Louie.
Well, we didn't get any callers calling in, young James, on that song. And that was none other than the Wailers from Northwest USA.
Louie Louie, incredible, interesting surf-type record in that it was a regional hit time and time again. Different bands put it out in different areas of the country, and it would put their little mark of fame. Everybody remembers the Kingsmen and Parver and the Raiders, and I would dare think that there's a list a mile long of bands that have done Louie Louie.
Probably every garage band ever in the United States knew that song.
One of my favorite Benny and the Jet road trips, we were traveling somewhere, and there was a new station popped up, and they were going to do Louie Louie for 24 hours straight. So all night,
not just the Kingsman Louie Louie, every version. They had marching bands going da 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 da. 24 hours. We should do that someday with the Doo-Wop show.
By the way, there is an LP, and I have it, of Louie Louie done by about 8 to 10 different bands.
Oh, it's epic.
Yeah, it goes back to
Probably
1957.
100 different bands.
Richard Berry did it first. He
Richard
wrote
Berry, right. But he had a sort of a bluesy, jazzy...
calypso. It was like calypso.
Well, it was supposedly a calypso song. At night, at 10, me
You're
do
right.
it again. Yeah, it was supposed to be a...
Talking about the Kingsman version of Louie Louie.
It's a sea shanty.
We're talking about the movie with Patrick Dempsey, and they smash the coffee, and they bring it to the father, and they rip the whole thing, and then they fixed it, and then they smashed it, they give the father, I just want your brother to hear the Lord. It's a good movie.
So hard. I just downloaded it. I wanted that movie. It's not available on DVD. And I think I have it on
VHS.
Which one on the Beach Boys?
Daniel Stern's in it.
Which one on the Beach Boys?
He's the Marine.
Benny, it looked like
The Beach Boys would be 2.
One I could never get for a long time. Hollywood Nights with Tony Danza. Finally came out of it.
Funny because it looks like she's doing a dance right to this song.
Next song is 25 on the Jan and Dean disc. 25. And this one I got back? Yeah, good. Yeah, let's go. Little Louie Louie from the Kingsmen. You know, Benny, we interviewed the drummer, whose name escapes me at this point in time, of the Kingsmen many years ago. Right
was
here
it the drummer? I remember the interview.
Yeah, WPON was our call letters at that time.
He was still living out in
California
Seattle
somewhere.
Yeah.
And
we have Dancing Girl on our live Ustream when we're trying to send some traffic to the Ustream. If you're listening to us on the Radio, and you can get near a computer, go to the Dr. Doo-Wop Facebook page, click the link to the Ustream video feed, and you can actually watch the show. And that was kind of cool. Just
They can also find it on your Facebook page.
That sounded weird.
We're next going to play
my book.
What I
Pee-wee's
would
book.
consider to be my favorite Jan and Dean song. Can anybody guess here in the studio what my favorite Jan and Dean song is?
Dead Man's Curve.
Oh my God. What do you got, ESPN or something?
It's number 25.
You don't want to think.
I was cruising in my Stingray late one night.
He's working on something similar to that right now that we're going to distribute and have
Cool.
the show. So we're going to pass out all the notes. He's supposed to have them printed today. We'll hand them out all over.
This looks really good, Pee Wee.
That's what I got for Thursday. They do have that special Thursday.
You're there tomorrow night?
Thursday.
So you're a regular with them, huh?
And Jones.
Cool.
Radio show. Yeah.
Looks good.
Okay. What are you doing? Thursday at 9 to 5, yeah? Very cool. Yes. I did it back in February. Yeah, that's what I did. Where you at right now? You got a smartphone? What kind of phone?
You have an open slot?
You can go to the free app when it's TuneIn Radio.
Number 8 on that disc.
Yeah, WCX on it.
Well, the last thing I remember, Doc, I started to swerve.
11:06
and then I saw the Jag
a.m.
slide into the curve. I know I'll never forget that horrible sight. I guess I found out for myself.
Did you get my text?
Was right.
You got it?
Yeah, I just had the South Line. We're in the South Line. Like 3 in the morning was the phone. Okay. No problem. There's a free app called
Dead man's
Yeah, a little bit of Jan and Dean and Dead Man's Curve. I don't know. There's something about that song, Carrie, that I just like, you know?
It is.
And I don't know who wrote it. I can't remember who wrote the song.
Jan Berry did.
Jan Berry wrote it?
He wrote it and recorded it, and then it happened to him.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
The movie, remember the movie? Richard Hatch and
Great
Bruce
movie.
Davison.
Great movie. It was a great movie. I liked that movie.
You know, there were lots of different songs in that era that were sort of those dying songs, you know.
Tell Laura I love her.
Tell Laura I love her. Number of songs were like that. Dead Man's Curve.
Boom, 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 boom.
Anyways,
boom,
so
boom,
where are
boom,
you
boom,
coming up
That was
Friday?
Last Kiss. I was just singing Last Kiss for you. That was kind of like that. Last Kiss is a YouTube hit. You type in Benny Jets Last Kiss. And, that song
And it
pops
was
right
not
on your
originally
computer.
done by J. Frank Wilson.
Nor, who's the band that covered it? Pearl Jam. Nor Pearl Jam.
No, I know.
You know who did the original?
Oh, yes.
We wanted.
Well,
to
I know
get-
you know.
We wanted to get him on the show. I thought he'd be a great guest to have on the show.
Wayne?
I played some gigs with him. Yeah.
Oh, really? He's a cool guy.
He's a preacher.
He is.
Down in Miami Beach. He's got his own church.
Yeah.
Lovely Miami Beach.
Wayne Cochran. Yep.
The CC Riders. Great.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hair,
man,
my
yeah.
God, I don't know how.
He was the.
It was like a nest.
He was
Oh,
the
yeah.
James Bond or James Brown of something.
He was
Las
the-
Vegas
yeah.
at one time.
He was
Yeah.
the
Great.
white
He should have
James
been
Brown.
bigger than he was.
Yep.
James Brown.
He tried. Okay, let's do this next song by the Beach Boys, as Lawrence Welk would introduce them. She will find my 409. He will find my 409.
She's real fine, my 409. She's real fine, my 409, my 409. Well, I saved my pennies and I saved my dimes. Giddy up, 409. For I knew there would be a time. Giddy up, 409. When I would buy a brand new 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up, 409. When I take her to the track, she really shines. Giddy up, 409. She always turns in the fastest time. Giddy up, 409. A four-speed dual quad positive traction 409. 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up, 409. Giddy up, 409. Nothing can catch her, nothing can touch my 409. 409. 409. 409.
Little GTO, you really looking like 3 deuces and a 4-speed and a 389. Listen to her tacking up now. Listen to her whine. Winding up low.
557 146.
You ought to see her on a road course or a corner mile. This little modified ponton has got plenty of style. She beats the gassers and the rail jobs. Gonna drive some wine.
Number 10.
Gonna turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTO.
Oh, okay, wow.
Linda?
11 years ago with when, what's his name, John Dean, he was 11. He started rooting for the Beach Boys fan.
Because my thing is that he could have gone the one that has the temptation. Yeah. And they
Gonna
made
save all my money.
No, Dennis.
Get a helping and a roll bar, and I'll be ready to go. Take it out to Pomona, and let 'em know.
We just speaking of the
Shut you down. Blow it out, GTO. Hey, did you ever have a GTO, Carrie? I know, Benny, you had a GTO. Benny, you had a GTO, right?
I had what they called the badass GTO.
Uh-huh.
Pontiac blue with glow-in-the-dark orange wheel wells.
Really?
That's badass.
That's
with those red striped tires.
Oh, cool.
Smoke the tires. I could have disposable tires. GTO was incredible, but I had to put 50 weight oil in it.
Oh yeah.
I blew through the oil as fast as
yeah.
I blew through the tires. But fond memories of the GTO. Hey, you guys hear me talking here? Hey. Okay.
Now, by the way,
we have a lot of chatter in the studio, and these guys are talking about sex and drugs and Beach Boys.
Talking about sex, drugs, and Beach Boys, I have one of my all-time favorite young ladies on the radio with us right now. My best friend is known as Dennis, and this is his sister, and her name happens to be Linda. And Linda's a sweetheart of a gal. I've known her since I had hair. How many years ago was that, Linda?
That you had hair?
Yeah.
About 72.
72 years ago.
Yeah.
For our TV watchers, I'm going to flash the picture of Dr. Franklin with hair on the TV screen here.
Well, I had hair when I was 18.
Yes, you did.
And I was a handsome devil at that time.
Yes, you were.
And you know, Linda and Noreen.
Here's the picture.
I used to go over to Dennis's house all the time. We would torture Linda's mom
by playing baseball on the steps, killing her shrubbery. And then she would make us lunch or dinner or whatever. And then she was teaching us how to play pinochle, Carrie. And then she would beat our asses in pinochle. You know, like you guys think you're smart, huh?
Your paid professional doesn't want you to say ass on the radio.
Oh, well, you guys think you're smart. You know, this is how she thought. You guys think you're smart. Well, watch this. I'm going to beat your butts in pinochle. And guess what? She did. It was just, I love that family. Well, Linda, what's cooking with you, kid?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And the girls, how are they doing?
They're fabulous.
And you have one in, is it Scotland or Ireland?
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah.
And where's the other young lady?
The other young lady lives here in Michigan.
Lives here in Michigan. And I think you guys meet Ellen every once in a while doing yoga or something like that?
I do. I see Ellen a couple times a week.
There you go.
Yeah. She knows her stuff, let me tell you.
She does, huh?
Yes, she does.
She knows how to bend those limbs.
She knows how to breathe and stretch and move that blood around.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go like back to the 50s. I started Werner Elementary, probably 1957, 58.
I started in 55, kindergarten.
Yeah, something like that. And we got to be just great buddies. And I've known Linda since about 57, 58, something like that, with her sister Noreen. And now I'm watching them grow up, and they got kids, and eventually they're going to have grandkids.
Well, they both do.
Well, you don't have grandkids.
I do not.
But Noreen does and Dennis does.
Yes, they do.
And I can't wait for you to have a grandkid.
Thank you. I can't wait for me to either.
You're going to spoil that kid rotten, knowing you. But that's a good thing.
Yes, I will.
And so anyway, so every time I call Linda up on the phone just to say, hi, how are you? I break out in the song. Linda. So I've been waiting to do this show and hoping she was going to be at the other end of our line so I could get her to introduce Jan and Dean doing her song. So in your best DJ voice, young Linda, go ahead and introduce Jan and Dean doing your song.
Here we have Jan and Dean singing Linda.
I love you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
I got Anthony Floyd.
No, that's looks like Roosevelt Elementary in Eagle. Number one.
You got two Beach Boys now? You got two Beach Boys, right?
Yeah. You got a Jan and Dean, you got a Beach Boys, and you got this. Beach Boys was number 2, 409. This was Jan and Dean. This one is different. That's number 1. Benny, why don't you start the interview with Anthony?
When my lucky star begins to shine, let me break on me,
My buddies were not that.
you're only supposed to do
My friends from Milford, South Line, New Hudson, they never want to come see me. They'll come in the book.
A little bit of Linda. Hey, Benny, who's at the other end of our line?
Hey, so
we got Anthony Floyd here, your brother from another mother.
good man, Anthony Floyd. Always good to hear your voice. You're supposed to call us every week, Anthony. We always need to hear the Anthony Floyd updates. I do want to tell you what a treat it was to have you in studio a few weeks back when we also had your dad, Eddie Floyd, on. And knock on wood, it was a great, great show. One of the highlights of the Dr. Doo-Wop radio show.
Yeah, that's great. We are doing pretty good with that. And now I'm going to be singing Knock on Wood.
We love that. We ought to, we're going to do a live remote of the radio show next week. We ought to try to get you to come out to the live remote. Every time we do a live remote, those are always really special. There's a place called Tavern 131 out in Milford. It's actually 131 South Milford Road, Milford, Michigan. And a lot of the gang's going to be out there. We'll have to try to get Kevin or somebody and see if we can't hook something up to have you come out and hang out with us.
I'd love to. Kevin's just a hard guy to get in touch with.
Yeah, he's a loser.
Hey, you got a new CD out there, young Anthony?
Oh, yeah. You mean he ain't been playing it?
Oh, yeah. We pump it all the time.
That's why I bring it up. I want you to come out and bring us. I don't think I've got your new CD, and I want to play some of those cuts off your new CD, buddy.
And I thought I left CD for you in particular.
I don't remember getting one.
James brought you a copy of both his dad's new one.
Oh, yeah. No, I've
Beach,
got that. Yeah,
the Beach CD and Anthony
Oh, yeah,
CD.
I've got that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do have it.
Those are available on YouTube and is it Amazon.com or where do they sell those, Anthony?
Yeah, Amazon.com and also CDBaby.com.
Right, CD Baby. That's a big thing now, CD Baby. Anthony, I don't know if I got a chance to tell you or not, but I'm going to be on that Pawn Star TV show tomorrow. You got to get near a television, 9 o'clock Thursday, the Pawn Star TV show.
What's that? What channel is that on?
History Channel, so you got to get cable TV.
Oh, okay.
Very exciting. There's supposed to be 10 million people watch this show. It's in the TV guide. If you look in today's TV guide, or there's a story in the Detroit News, page 10 of Detroit News. It'll be in Detroit Free Press tomorrow talking about it. So a lot of excitement about being in Las Vegas at the pawn shop with Chumley and all those guys on the Pawn Star TV show.
Yeah. That was good.
Anthony, where's your dad now?
He's at home right now. I think he just got back from Myrtle Beach. I'm pretty sure of it. He's been doing a lot of the beach things. I don't know where he's doing business there, trying to set up some things or what he's doing there. But I know he's been doing a lot of Myrtle Beach lately.
Anthony, we've got ready to roll here your dad's song, Knock on Wood. Would you be interested in doing a duet with your dad?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so let's go right to it. Live with one of the original Falcons, and then later a solo artist, Eddie Floyd, and his son, Anthony, doing Knock on Wood.
They were pulling out the disco version there, Anthony, and James, our paid professional, he's such a perfectionist. He wants to dip back into the record library and find the original Eddie Floyd Knock on Wood. Carrie's here. Carrie's in the studio with us. Carrie's a record collector. Yeah. Carrie, what would an original, pristine Eddie Floyd 45 be worth? Guesstimate, just off the top of your head.
$20.
40 to 60 if it's really,
We
they're
like
the one that by the Falcons, the 78 I have on Flick. There's two of them on 78s. One on U-Not, one on Flick. The Flick is the Detroit label.
Yes.
Off of Gallagher Street. I have that one. And there's the U-Not. When it went national across
Right.
the country, they issued it on U-Not.
You're
and
so
I have
fine.
that. There's a 78 of it.
Yep.
You're so fine.
Our buddy Anthony, Eddie's son, doesn't even own that CD or the CD, the 45, do you, Anthony?
No.
Those are collector's items. Let's play a little bit.
Okay, let's play a little bit of Knock on Wood. Come on, Anthony, sing along with your dad.
I'm not superstitious about you. I can't take no chance. Got me spinning, baby, I'm in a trance. 'Cause your love is better than any love I know. It's like thunder, lightning. The way you love me is frightening. I better knock on wood, baby. No secret that woman is my loving cup. She sees to it that I get enough. Just one touch from her. Know it means so much. It's like thunder, lightning. The way your love is frightening. I better knock on wood, baby. I better knock. Oh yeah, think I better knock on wood. Think I better knock on wood.
Yeah, a little bit of Eddie Floyd and Knock on Wood, or one of the original Falcons. Anthony, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor.
What's that?
I want you to introduce one of the original Falcons, who's known as Wilson Pickett, doing Mustang Sally.
All right.
So you go ahead. Wilson Pickett doing Mustang Sally.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WPON, bringing you Wilson Pickett singing Mustang Sally.
Thanks, Anthony.
Mustang Sally. Guess you better slow your Mustang down. Oh Lord, what I said now. Mustang Sally now, baby. Oh Lord, guess you better slow your Mustang down. Oh yeah. You've been running all
I love everything about the voice.
But the original band. Took it a lily.
When you're done with this one, this one goes in next. Yeah, a little bit of Wilson Pickett in Ride, Sally Ride, referring to the Mustang. Did you ever own a Mustang, guys?
No. I had a newer one. Had a newer one, not an older one.
I think Benny had a Mustang years ago.
Yeah, I had gotten one for my wife, 91. It was
91.
1991. It was a Christmas present. We had moved to Macon, Georgia, down there in Otis Redding's neck of the woods.
Oh.
And unfortunately, we moved down. Our vehicle did not have air conditioning. Who would have thought we would need air conditioning when you buy a new car up in Michigan? But you move to Georgia and you find out real quick.
Hot.
Oh, Lordy, was it hot. They didn't give me nothing for a trade-in. Nobody down there wants a vehicle without AC. But we ended up getting a 91 Mustang. That was what my wife wanted, so surprised her with it for Christmas.
You know, Carrie, I remember when the 64 and a half Mustang came out. And it was really like a landslide concept at that time. And
June 28th, 1964, and Ford ran the commercial simultaneously, all three networks all at once, and the next day they got 27,000 orders.
Wow.
And it was promoted as a car for a teacher, a single woman, secretary, a guy. And what was cute about that car, it came in 3 different models. There was I don't know if there was a fastback at that time, convertible, and a hardtop,
and the hardtop coupe.
with all sorts of options on the car. And I don't know what the base price of the car was, maybe $2,700 in that price range. And by the time you came out of the dealer showroom with the car, you could tack on another over $1,500 worth of add-ons to that car. And it was such that people did that. And they enjoyed the options on that car. And there were thousands of Mustangs filling the roadways.
Who came up with the idea of the car?
What's the guy's president's name of Chrysler later on? What's his name?
Mr. GTO.
Lee Iacocca.
Lee Iacocca, yeah. Well, the actual, maybe I shouldn't tell the story, but the actual coming up with the car was not Lee's idea. It was one of his subordinates, but he took the credit for it.
Okay.
And these two guys, they were working on this concept. It was actually a hush-hush for a little while. And as they were making, the various models, what it was going to look like, and there are actually pictures of the various models you can see on various like YouTube and other resources.
You see the clay box.
Yeah, and amazing the number of different models that they saw and they looked at, they tried out, they test marketed it, had people sit in it, drive the car, and they really did their homework to come out with the final Mustang. And, that little hood ornament with that racehorse and their emblem with that racehorse, that really put that thing on the market big time.
And isn't it cute, a band from Detroit called the Falcons who come up with a song about Mustangs.
Interesting. Play on words. So we're here on WCXI AM 1160. And Pee-wee, where are we going to be next week, Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, we're going to be in Milford at the Tavern 131, located at 131 Milford Road, which is approximately 3 miles north of I-96. You're going to have the Dr. Doo-Wop Show live, along with the Sparkplug Car Club. We've got a Camaro Car Club that's going to show up. Fast Eddie's going to be coming by. Of course, you'll have Benny from Benny and the Jets, and it's going to be good times, good times, good times.
Yeah.
Live radio. I'm excited when you do live radio. When you did that Village Palace, Oh, that was
we
great
were
event.
swarmed with
it was
people.
A great event. I'm hoping that all
And-
the friends of the show, all the listeners, kind of tell their friends, and we promote.
And
this
I was upset, Benny, because young Pee Wee couldn't find the place.
Yeah, he got lost.
You weren't as upset as I was. I drove all over that day.
I got to tell you, I tried going out to 131 and got out in South Line and Pontiac Trail and got turned around, and I got lost myself.
So you took the
expressway. I took the back roads, Kent Lake,
just take
Clear
the freeway
Lake.
going
Yeah, freeway right to Milford Road, which is the first part, because if you
Don't
take
get
the
off on
second
Pontiac
part, it's
Trail.
going to take you to New Hudson.
Yeah.
So you got to be sure to head north, right there on Milford Road.
So let me get this straight. You go west on 96, turn right
Milford Road,
at the exit on Milford Road, go north.
Correct, and go north, and it's going to be about 3 miles down on your right-hand side.
There you go.
About another miles past at Baker's.
All right, we're here on WCXI AM 1160, and we're going to do a lot of car songs next week. And I challenge any female to come out in her bikini next week. I'll buy you dinner.
To Tavern 131.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Free dinner?
Free dinner.
Pee Wee's been known to wear a bikini.
You know,
Did
I
you
may, I
say
may have
lady?
to.
You said
I may have
lady,
to bring out the coconut bra.
Yeah, Pee Wee owns his own gray skirt.
I know. I heard about that too, and
That
I'm a little,
you know, and that thing made it on YouTube. That was supposed to be for charity. Was a good time, and next thing I knew, it was all over YouTube. People
I'm a
had
little
a fun time with that.
I'm a little concerned about that, Pee Wee. I don't understand that very well myself. So, anyways, we're here on WCXI AM 1160, and we're going to go next to a song. And all you got to do, number 3. All you got to do is tell me the name of the artist. Call in 557-1460, area code 248. Yeah, a little bit of somebody there. Hopefully the caller on the phone is going to tell us who that was playing a song called Miserlou. Who's on the other end of our line?
This is Jeff, your old friend from Cruising with the Crew.
Jeff, how you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
What's new and exciting with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. I've just been hanging out with Pee-wee at Tavern 131 a lot, so I heard you guys are doing this car cruise down there next week, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we're going to be there, do a little live remote, play a little music, a little.
Right.
She's real fine. My 409.
Right. Yep. That's awesome.
I never knew a girl who was a 409 before. I knew a car.
No.
409,
okay.
but never a girl. Did you ever know a girl, Pee Wee, that was a 409?
I have not. I have not. I knew a cleaner.
Cleaner.
Yeah.
Jeff, you still got that classic automobile?
Jeff has a new classic automobile. He has I have a 2011 Camaro convertible.
Wow, and you'll bring that out to the Tavern 131 next week?
Yeah, actually, I got a bunch of my buddies from the Detroit 5th Gen Camaro Club going to be showing up also.
That's what I wanted to get in there, Jeff, because I've been saying we had a Camaro club coming, but I couldn't remember the name of your club, so I'm glad you got that in.
Yeah, we got some of them coming out. But as far as the song you were just playing, it was Dick Dale.
Dick Dale, a little California boy who played the guitar something fierce. We're going to have to present you with a Doctor of Doo-Wop CD autographed by me and Benny. What do you think of that, Jeff?
Oh, that would be great. I miss you guys.
Now, here's what we're going to do, too. We're going to have you play DJ right now on the spot, and you're going to introduce a song called Pipeline. Only the twist on this one is it's Stevie Ray Vaughan doing most of the guitar work. So go ahead, Pipeline.
Wait. What's the name of the song again?
Pipeline.
Pipeline.
You remember the Chantays did Pipeline? Well, this is Dick Dale and Stevie Ray Vaughan doing the same song.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. The next song up is Dick Dale and Stevie Ray Vaughan doing Pipeline.
Thanks for calling in, Jeff.
Thanks a lot.
Yay!
See you next week.
See ya. All right. Bye.
Okay, that was a little bit of Dick Dale and Pipeline with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's listen to George Bedard doing the same song there, James.
Nice guitar.
Yeah, George Bedard is
Kind of interesting.
pure
I like
Michigan.
that. James, our professional here, said that that was a live recording, but it had a pretty clean sound. Recording's an art form to itself. It's hard to get a loud band and drums and guitars to record.
I don't know what sort of
and sound
guitar
good.
he's got, Benny. Do you know what sort of guitar he has?
He used a big body, one of those.
On that one, he's got a Telecaster.
Does he?
Yep. Yeah.
You see it there on the screen?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and it's got that real good sound to it too when he does that. Dun, 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 dun,
He's
dun,
famous for using one of those big old
Hey, Doc, you said you're
rockabilly.
playing car songs next week?
Yeah.
I have a lot of car songs by Chuck Berry, the Beach Boys. I could bring them along if you want.
Bring them along. We love car songs.
Will do.
Now, back about 1965, talking about cars and cruising Woodward, yours truly was cruising Woodward in his 1965 Dodge Dart. You ever cruise Woodward, Kerry?
Yes.
Yes.
Did it a whole spring, summer, 1979, 78, 79.
Did you get a chance? Did you get lucky with any
Oh,
girls?
yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still think about her.
Rosie, I love you.
That's not funny. You're going to upset Joe.
And well, let me tell you. Well, let me tell you something.
Oh, man. I'll go as far as mentioning her name if you want.
James, you ever go cruising the streets looking for a girl?
Cruising the streets, it's a whole different ball game out there nowadays. I tell you that.
Where do you go cruising
the
for a
streets.
girl these days?
If you're on Woodward around 6 Mile, they might try to charge you something.
Oh no,
but,
no, I don't mean that. When we were growing up, we went cruising Woodward, and the girls were cruising Woodward. Let me tell you, they were looking for the guys.
We
That's
were.
what happened with me. Me and my buddies.
Obviously, I'm a little bit younger, closer to James's age, maybe even a little bit older than James. But we didn't cruise Woodward. We would cruise Telegraph.
Yes.
And then we would cruise downtown Plymouth was the thing. I grew up in the Westland area, and going downtown Plymouth on a Friday or Saturday night was a big thing.
Well, we were cruising Woodward. You know, when we were, somebody should call in and tell us their cruising Woodward story, because let me tell you something, the cops let us do anything and everything we wanted to do practically, you know. We would squeal our tires. Nobody got bothered. Now, you didn't drink and drive.
Right.
That was a no-no. But, you know, you were it was cool to smoke cigarettes at that time, you know. And so we were cruising Woodward. So here I am in my 1965 Dodge Dart, June of 65, just fresh from graduating Mumford High School. And I'm out there on the street and just happy as a clam as the song Da, 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 da,
A little bit of Rolling Stones.
Yeah, you know, Keith Richards and Mick Jagger with their song. And
Mick Jagger just had a birthday the other day.
I know.
Older than you.
I know. And
72.
And there they were, you know, 1965, playing that song on the radio. And here I come to a stoplight. And, you know, guys at that time knew three things. Cold. Baseball players, girls, and cars.
The Rock.
You know, cold.
Who was The Rock then?
The
Not
Rock.
Mick Jagger. The Rock. Kerry, you know who The Rock? You just said baseball players. The Rock.
Oh, Rocky Colavito.
All right, you said
Oh,
you knew
okay.
baseball.
Yeah.
Then we're talking about Mick Jagger back then. They were talking about Rocky Colavito.
And so I come to a stoplight, guys, and I look to my left, and up next to me pulls a Plymouth wagon with two girls in it. Yeah, Plymouth wagon with two girls in it. Now, I've told this story a gazillion times, but it's all about cars, girls, and rock and roll. And, of course, the girl in the passenger girl was doing something that turned my head about 2 seconds. And after she did it, I said, oh, my God, I'm going to have to go to med school and study this anatomy better.
Exactly.
And so she was mooning me, and the next song out on the radio was, There's a moon out tonight. Whoa. Anyways, so let's go back to, we got a caller. Who's on the phone here?
Hello.
Who's this?
This is Ted.
Hey, Ted. How you doing, bud?
Yeah,
we were worried
well,
there
you
for a
were
minute, Ted. We weren't sure you knew who you were.
Yeah, you were cruising 65.
Yep, 1965 on Woodward.
Well, that was original cruisers in the 50s.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I went to Lincoln High School.
You got any good cruising stories?
Graduated in 1957.
1957, you had
We used
Elvis
to
the Pelvis, and you had Everly Brothers, and you had Gene
We had
Vincent.
all the greatest.
Oh, my
all
God.
the greatest. We used to start cruising at Dipsy Doodle at 10 Mile by the Zoo and go all the way to Ted's place.
Oh, yeah.
Pontiac.
Yep.
Ted's up there about, what was that, about
Square Lake.
and Woodward. Yeah.
18
Which no
Mile
longer,
Road.
no longer exists.
No, neither does the Dipsy Doodle.
And in about every mile, there was
Hedges
another
Wigwam?
restaurant. Wigwam, Totem Pole, Big Boys, Maverick, you name it. There were all sorts of restaurants you could stop off at, and each one had its own story.
I had a 29T roaster.
Cool.
Yep, 29T roaster. And we used to rip that thing through Berkeley, and there wasn't a cop that even come near us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fun world out there when you know how to have fun. See, you grew up in an era, Ted, when it was Mom, Apple Pie, Chevrolet, Doris Day, Hula Hoops, Dick Clark, Mickey Mouse, Ed Sullivan, and Popeye. And you didn't know from drugs. You didn't. Well, maybe you smoked. You really. Maybe you knew something about beer. Maybe.
Yeah, we knew something about the beer.
and you guys had fun. You
great
had
time.
no such thing as computers, no such thing as cell phones.
Great time.
And you read books. You went to school. Your door was never open. You could hang out till midnight out on the street. Nobody bothered you. What happened, Ted?
Oh, you got me. You got me. I want to tell you something. It was the greatest time. I tell you something. I feel sorry for everybody because I think I'm 76 years old. I farm for a living. I've been farming for I can't tell you how many years since I got out of high school. But I'll tell you something. I think I grew up in the best era that anybody could ever grow up in.
Yeah. Your best electronic toy was a hula hoop.
Slinky.
Slinky. Am I right?
I never had either one of them.
And you grew up and you had fun. You might have broken a few rules in your day with some of the ladies.
Yeah, I don't know about the ladies, but we used to pull over by the store and give some guy $5 to buy us a 6-pack.
Just like in American Graffiti. Yeah. You lived American Graffiti. That's what you did.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, and I think I'm better for it. Nowadays, you how do you tell your kids or your grandkids what a vinyl record is, Ted?
I don't know, but can I tell you something? I've got 5 children, and the oldest one's 57, and the youngest one's 48. I have 4 boys and a girl, and I want to tell you something. They love my music. Every one of them love my music. Every one of them listens to
WCXI.
No, well, we've been listening to the 1460 for a long time.
Yeah, and you can catch us on the computer.
Yep.
And you can see us on Facebook, and you can see us. What's that webpage, James, they have to go to?
Easiest way is to go to the Dr. Doo-Wop Facebook page, and it's on there. It's Ustream. Ustream.tv.
Ustream.tv. And you can see us, Ted. You can see us doing it.
In fact, they can go to a search engine, punch in Ustream, and Dr. Doo-Wop, and it'll come up.
Listen, I got the cell phone, and I've just learned how to use that.
There you go. You're coming out of the dark ages, buddy.
Yeah, I know it. Listen, I'm on my way home. We have a huge produce farm out in Heartland, Michigan. And like I said, I'm 76 years old. I work with my youngest son, and we farm 150 acres. And we raise a lot of sweet corn, and we raise melons. And I'm telling you something. I love your station, and I hope it never goes away. Because I tell you something. I think the 50s and the early 60s, you could understand every word that they sing.
Well, I'm going to have you introduce a song, Ted. Can you do that for me?
I want you to play You by the, oh my God, I can't.
The Aquatones.
Aquatones, yes.
We'll try to find it for you. We'll try to find it.
That's a Canadian group.
Well, they're actually from the Dakota areas.
Well, yeah, okay.
No, but I want you to introduce this next song while young James looks for the Aquatones.
Okay.
And the song that we're going to play next is by a group of guys.
Yep.
And the real kicker is somebody is going to be playing piano on this song. And at the end of the song, I'm going to tell you who's playing piano on it. And you're going to introduce Rocket 88. Okay?
You know who played the piano, don't you?
I know who played the piano on it. But don't tell him.
No, I won't.
Okay, so go ahead, Ted, in your best DJ voice, introduce Rocket 88.
Rocket 88. We're on the air. Go.
Go. Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.
Women have heard of jalopies, you've heard the noise they make, but let me introduce my new Rocket 88. Yes, it's straight, just one way. Everybody likes my Rocket 88. Baby, we'll ride in style, moving all along. And it's smart and designed, black convertible top, and the gals don't mind. Sporting with me, riding all around town for joy. Blow your horn, Raymond, blow. in my rocket and don't be late, baby. We're pulling out about 8:30. Going round the corner and get a fifth. Everybody in my car's gonna take a little nip. Move on out, oozing and cruising along.
Yeah, a little bit of Rocket 88 by Jackie Branston, recorded where young Carrie?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Sun Records, yeah, 1951. Came out on a 78.
Right.
Sam Phillips was in the studio, and Sam was looking for anybody out there that was a white artist that could sing black.
Right.
And did he find one, or did
3
he
years
find
later,
one?
a gentleman walked in.
Somebody walked in.
19-year-old
truck driver, working for Crown Electric, and the rest is history.
And he told him, I don't sing like nobody.
Yeah, and what was her name? Kaiser, the secretary?
Kessler.
Kessler, something like that.
Right.
And he recorded...
Marilyn or Marion?
Marion Kaiser. Kaiser, something like that. And he recorded a song, a demo, to give to his mother.
My happiness.
And she remembered that and filed it away and said to Sam Phillips one day, Sam, you need, not in my voice, not in a deep voice, but Sam, you got to get this kid to come in. And he auditioned him. And boy, was he rough around the edges.
Right.
And then him and Scotty Moore hit it off together. He dressed really wild at that time. Black pants with white stripes and buck shoes and wild
Pink
hairdo.
shirts, pink
shirt.
satin
Oh, yeah,
shirts.
yeah. He
Showing
said
it.
when he came over to his house, his wife was shocked at the way he dressed.
Showing the picture of Sun Records on our Ustream right now. Everybody that goes to the Dr. Doo-Wop show can see that. I'll put a picture of Elvis Presley's house up there, too.
And of course, that was none other than who on the piano, Kerry?
It was Ike Turner.
Ike Turner, a young...
Kings of Rhythm.
Yeah, with his Kings of Rhythm. This was before he found young Tina. I forget what her name was originally.
Yeah.
And, what is it?
Anna Mae.
Anna Mae Bullock.
Anna Mae Bullock, yeah.
James, how many times you heard me say that Facebook James is smarter than he looks?
Oh. And so the rest is rock and roll history. And, of course, Tina Turner, outstanding performer. And I've seen her several times, and I just love Tina Turner. Okay, who do we have at the other end of our line?
You have a white man with a black voice.
Uh-oh.
That was good, Eddie.
I love that, Fast Eddie.
You said you were looking for one, and I figured I'm going to call in.
There you go. What's
Without
cooking,
a
bud?
warning, you broke my heart.
Oh.
You shouldn't have done it. You tore me apart. What's up, Doc?
I don't know. I think we're going to be out in your neck of the woods out there next Wednesday,
you
bud.
better be out here next Wednesday. I'm telling you, I blew the whistle, buddy. I got about 3 car clubs coming. I got the Spark Plugs, the Faros. I got maybe some of the Tri-5 boys showing up. You just hope for some great weather. And I just come back from the Detroit Tigers game, my man.
Oh, yeah, they blew out the...
blew them out.
Blew them out.
11-1.
Senators.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I tell you what, they're on a roll right now. Don't mess with the Detroit Tigers right now.
Fast Eddie. You know, I got a chance to meet Fast Eddie at one of our remotes out there. Kerry, you were there at Village Palace a month or two ago.
Beautiful 64 Chevy.
Oh, nice
Ooh,
car,
remembers
Fast
that
Eddie.
car. He remembers that ride, yeah.
And
guess what's got in there, Doc?
what?
What kind of motors they got in there?
Probably a 4 something.
409. She's fine, baby. She's
There you go.
fine. There you go.
But
you
but you know, I was a little upset with Fast Eddie
Why?
because he was muscling in on Thelma.
Oh,
Stubbs.
if Thelma is out there right now, Thelma, if you're listening, I'm coming home with the bacon, baby.
Ooh.
I'm coming
Wow.
home with the bacon.
And I
that
saw them sitting
409.
together, you know, and I just love Thelma Stubbs and her whole family.
I'm
Oh,
telling you, so
Stubbs
am I.
family is great people.
Oh, excellent, excellent. The whole generation, Carl Carlton, all the boys there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's just fabulous. It really is.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Speaking of that, we're going to be there. I hope you, and also listening out there, is the Tavern 131. It's located in Milford. It's on Milford Road right there, just north of 96. And Dr. Doo-Wop, Dana Jets are going to be there. We're going to have some classic cars out there. And the owner said if you bring your classic car, you're going to get 10% off on your meal.
Wow.
So there you go, huh?
Now, I'm also challenging all the women out there to come in their bikini.
Ooh. Well, that's a good one.
So
and it should be a good day.
So if any girl comes in her bikini, I'll buy her dinner.
Wow. Well, Benny, you going to put one on?
Well, here's the problem. Pee-wee said he was going to put on his coconuts.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, I'll tell you what, if he does that, I'll buy him a dinner. How's that sound?
Well, does that mean I get 2 dinners for bringing out the coconuts?
Oh, my
You'll
God.
get 2 dinners if you bring out the coconuts.
I don't know that I want to do that. You know, I'm a regular out there at the 131 every Thursday. I got to keep that going.
Keep that going, yeah.
You know what? They talk about you all the time. They call you Pee-wee Coconuts there.
Hey, Fast Eddie, I got a job for you to do. In your best DJ voice, I want you to introduce Johnny Bond doing Hot Rod Lincoln.
Oh,
Great
that's
song.
a great song. I met Johnny Bond at Yipsy. We were doing a gig with the band, and he walked up and introduced himself, Johnny Bond, and he's actually still, I think, living in the Ypsiland area. And he did Hot Rod Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was a big song when it came out.
Yes,
So in
it
your
was.
best DJ voice,
All
Fast Eddie, we're going to see you next week there at Tavern 131 on Milford Road. Introduce our song, Hot Rod Lincoln.
By Johnny Bond, by Hot Rod Lincoln, and kick back on 1160 and enjoy this song. It'll kick you out. All
Hey,
right, brother.
thanks, Fast Eddie.
Now you've heard the story of the hot rod race when the Ford and the Mercury was setting a pace. That story's true, I'm here to say, 'cause I was a-driving that Model A. It's got a Lincoln motor and it's really souped up. That Model A body makes it look like a pup. It's got 8 cylinders and use them all with an overdrive that just won't stall. Got a 4-barrel carb and a dual exhaust. 411 gears that can really get lost. Got safety tubes and I'm not scared. The brakes are good and the tires are fair. We left San Pedro late one night. The moon and the stars were shining bright. Everything went fine up the Grapevine Hill. We was passing cars like they was standing still. Then all of a sudden, like the flick of an eye, a Cadillac sedan passed us by. The remark was made, that's the car for me, but within the tail light was all you could see. Well, the fellers ribbed me for being behind, so I started to make that Lincoln unwind. Took my foot off the gas, and man alive, I shoved it down into overdrive. Well, I wound it up to 110, twisted the speedometer cable off the end, had my foot feet clear to the floor, says that's all there is, ain't no more. Went around the corner and I passed a truck. I crossed my fingers just for luck. The fenders clicking, the guardrail post, the guys beside me, white as a ghost. I guess they thought I had lost my sense. The telephone poles looked like a picket fence. They said, slow down, I see spots. The lines in the road, they just look like dots. Smoke was rolling out of the back. When I started to gain on that Cadillac, I knew I could catch him and I hope I could pass. But when I did, I'd be short on gas. On the side, you could feel the tension, man, what a ride. I said, hold on, I got a license to fly, and a Cadillac pulled over and let me by. Then all of a sudden, the rod started knocking. Down in the dip, she started a rocking. I looked in the mirror, and the red light was blinking. The cops was after my hot rod Lincoln. Well, they arrested me, and they put me in jail. I called my pop to go my bail. He said, son, you're gonna drive me to drinking if you don't quit driving that hot rod Lincoln.
Well, guys, hate to tell you this, but it's coming up to bedtime.
Hey, did we remind everybody this was the Dr. Doo-Wop radio show every Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m. right here, AM 1160 WCXI. Fenton with Dr. Roman Franklin, yours truly, Benny the Jets Band. Benny the Pawn Star, tomorrow's TV.
Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock.
Thursday, be there,
on,
History Channel.
History Channel. And catch Pee Wee tomorrow night at...
Yeah, tomorrow night I'll be at Tavern 131. They've got their Thursday nights, date nights down there. You get 2 entrees, any entree of your choice, plus a bottle of wine for only $40.
What's the chance of Rosie being there?
You know, I don't know, but if she shows up, I'm calling Joe.
In the studio tonight, James and James and young Carrie.
Bartles and James.
And Carrie's become a regular on our show, you know.
Well, he's one of those guys that's smarter than he looks.
Uh-oh.
He used to have a Cadillac.
I know.
Still own a Cadillac?
Yeah, 4 of them.
You know, I used to be in that group of people Benny would say is smarter than he looks, but he doesn't even say that about me anymore.
Are you going to be doing any chef stuff somewhere?
I do have actually this Saturday is kicking off my chili cook-off season. This Saturday I'm going to do my soft opening. I've patented my new logo as the International Chili Society, wanted me to have a single name. So this Saturday I'll be introducing Chill Wee, which is the name of my chili. It'll be at the Art Institute of Michigan. We're having a big chili
tell your
cook-off,
friends. Make sure you find the Dr. Doo-Wop Facebook page and
at the Art
NHS
Institute
Facebook
of
page.
Michigan, where I go to
Hey, we want to
school
thank all our Facebook, YouTube
Yeah, they've got a
people.
fire and ice competition.
Make
which
sure
is
you tell
chili
your
cook-off,
friends to find
ice
us here on
carving. They've actually got a battle of the
YouTube,
bands going
Ustream,
on
Facebook,
at Tavern
Dr. Doo-Wop
131
Show,
is sponsored
Facebook,
to let the
Benny and the
top
Jets.
3
Thanks again. Thanks
are
again.
going to be playing at Tavern 131 in September. So, yeah, getting Tavern 131 involved, and yeah, getting ready to kick off the
owner's name
cookie
is Mike?
season. The owner's name is, well, it's actually Mike Tony, and the father's name is Nick.
Good.
So there's family business. They've got 2 Coney Islands, then the tavern, and then an Italian restaurant out in Brighton called
Oh, I love Italian.
Ciao Mucci.
Okay, so we loved bringing you tonight's show here on WCXI, AM 1160. When is the next record show there in Roseville?
8th.
September 8th, okay. You can catch Carrie wandering around looking for records, and possibly me too.
Wandering around.
Yeah. And James, we're going to see you at Tavern 131 next week. Yep. We hope you'll be there. And James will be there next week to see you. No, you'll be doing our remote here in the studio. And young Benny will be out there. So good night, everybody.
This is